Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this presentation about volcanic lightning. Okay, I am Widya Forisha Putri as the speaker this time. Volcanic lightning or dry thunderstorm is a phenomenon of the formation of lightning in the process of volcanic eruption. This phenomenon occurs in several volcanic eruptions that have the volcanic clouds, collection of gas and volcanic ash. The occurrence of lightning during a volcanic eruption is not much different from the mechanism of ordinary lightning. However, the cumulonimbus clouds that become the nest of lightning are replaced by clouds of water vapor, ash, dust, and other volcanic particles that gas into space massively. Volcanic lightning is still a matter of debate because this event sometimes occurs during volcanic eruption, and in each event itself, lightning flashes start and in the eruption column, and it is still debate what type of mass medium that can separate this particle, which must go through a potential process ionization. Volcanic lightning does not occur directly through inside the eruption column, which contains a collection of hot glass ash particles, vapors, and gases together erupting into the atmosphere with many different sizes of ash particles. Because before lightning occurs, the particle must be ionized first by separating the electron bound to the particle by means of the potential energy of a mass. The first theory that came up was that the atoms, initially neutral, then with a temperature of about 1500 Kelvin, had sufficient energy to throw out the weakly bound electron of some of the atoms that held them together, while at the same time there were atoms that wanted to get rid of them. Pick up this newly liberated electron can also easily do that, just creating a large number of positive ions and negative ions. Then the next process is to separate the many negative charge from the many positive charge and have to separate them by a sufficient distance to obtain the electric potential difference that will cause a lightning strike. How to make the ionization process of the eruption of these different ions separate in sufficient quantities and in sufficient distance. The theory is that this group of ionized atoms of both positive and negative ions is in a hot turbulent environment coming from the depth of the air. So there are a lot of elements involved here. There are two very important factors that make it possible to separate positive and negative charge. The first factor, these ions have mass that are very different from each other. The heavier an atom, large mass number of an element, the slower its move. Even, even at the same temperature as that of the lighter atomic element, because heavier ions have greater inertia and it is more difficult to change their momentum. So heavy ions move more slowly than light ions of different elements, and this applies to all temperature. The second very important factor that makes the separation of negative ions from positive ion large enough is the difference in size. This can be seen in the cross section, which is also different between positive and negative ions. Of course, elements have different atomic size with atoms of other elements, but ions work in a much more dramatic way. In general, negative ions are relatively large than positive ions if electrons are added to an atom and they repel each other with fewer proton than the number of electrons in this ion. Then the atomic nucleus cannot hold electrons as tightly as it did when the atom was neutral. On the other hand, to be a positive ion, an electron must be kicked out of the atom and the nucleus with more proton than electron in the ion holds the electron tighter than ever. This means that negative ions have a greater cross-section than positive ions, and so they interact in a very different way than positive ions do. Combining, combining this factor together ions with different masses, moving at different velocities, with different cross-section and in an environment with a temperature gradient. This is what makes the negative ions and positive ions are now apart. So the potential difference. And then there was a flow of electron in the form of lightning in the volcanic cloud. The second theory argues that when a volcano erupts, the volcano emits hot as particles, steam, and gases. The particles are neutral at first, but by colliding with each other, they can transfer charge to each other and turn into positive or negative mass. When volcanic ash particles collide with each other, then a charge separating ionization occurs by a process called aerodynamic sorting, where the separating of positive and negative charge occurs through the presence of volcanic clouds, which cause the cloud to be positively charged at one and negatively charged at the other. Then this separation continues until the limit is exceeded and electricity begins to flow between the two different charges. This causes lightning during volcanic eruption. Another theory also posits that large particles might have a positive charge and smaller particles might have a negative charge and as large particles fall faster, which might create the separation needed to produce lightning. It's still a mystery how this mechanism works. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I told you today, first, a group of ionized atoms, both positive ions and negative ions, in a hot, turbulent environment. Second, the separating of positive and negative charge is exceeded. And the last, the presence of large charge and particle fall faster. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks you for taking the time to see my presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.